Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. Today, yesterday, which is when I did this workout, Saturday, I had a deadlift session, deadlift day, and usually I would typically do the deadlifts on Wednesdays, but things were shifted back quite a bit because I got in a little bit of a injury, a little bit of a snag in my rib, so I had to rest for like 3 days. So things were pushed back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, today I had the deadlifts. I came in feeling okay. I wouldn't say I came in feeling like just like, just about to smash the workout. I mean, I knew I was gonna like do pretty well just because of how my other lifts had gone previously in the week. But I didn't like come in with I don't know, like a whole like I didn't come in with a whole bunch of like energy, I would say. Maybe it's because it was Saturday. But yeah, I mean, I started off pretty much straight with the juggernaut program. Most of the first few sets are warm up type sets. So you try to like fatigue yourself very little till you get to the top set, which is and that is just on the realization knee. So you have very few heavy sets, and the heavy sets you do have, they're very low reps just to like really warm up to the heavier set. And yeah, I mean, honestly, with the way things were moving, I was pretty confident. I would say one thing is that I wasn't using my chalk for some reason on the previous set, so my grip was a little bit affected because of that. But I mean, of course, on the top set, I definitely used the chalk, and I was able to hit 30 pounds for 7 reps. And I meant to hit that one for 5 plus reps. I would say I was going for more than that, honestly. Like, I mean, my deadlifts have generally I've been able to accomplish more reps on the deadlifts than on the squats. And earlier this week, I was able to hit 8 on the squats. So I was trying to hit 8, 9, maybe even 10, honestly. But I got to I mean I got to 7, and to be honest, I think I could have grinded out one more rep. Um, but my grip sort of like failed a little bit. Honestly, I don't think I failed in my back or anything, or in my posterior chain. It was more so my grip failed, and I just was like, it stopped. I don't know. I mean, maybe if I helped myself up a little bit more, I'd have just gone for one more rep. I kind of wish I did, but it's okay. I mean, my training max for the next cycle is adjusted accordingly, and I mean, if I did have the strength, then my numbers would sort of like reset everything else. But honestly, in terms of like the numbers I'm hitting, like I'm very happy with these. Like, I mean, really, my goal in the competition was to hit anything above 425 pounds on the squat. So, something like maybe I don't know, somewhere between 435 and 455. And I mean, I think I could do that really. I mean, if you just put it in a one rep max calculator, the highest number I've done projects a one rep max of about four over 500. The deadlifts, my one rep max also is projected to be over 500 pounds. So yeah, I'm happy with these things overall. Another thing is, oh yeah, I mean, I'm sort of like deadlifting on just the floor here, just because when I got in here, pretty much all the platforms were taken. Typically, I would like to bench on the platform. I don't know how loud these things are because I always have my headphones in, but just to be, kind of polite, just to do the nice thing, I like doing it on the platforms. But I will say people tend to also deadlift on the floor in this gym, just because like the platforms are usually taken. Well, not usually, but when they're taken, people deadlift on the floor. But yeah, on the conventional deadlifts, I hit initially 315 pounds for a set of 1 by 10, but I felt super strong in that one, honestly. I felt like I was, leaving some gains at the table if I didn't push myself. So I decided to go to 325 for the last 2 sets. So I did 315, 1 by 10, then 325, 2 by 10, and of course everything felt good. Um, and also something else with the belt is that I'm really enjoying this stoic belt I have right now. I think maybe it's because it's not as different from the other belt I had before. It's just thicker and provides more support. So I'm really enjoying this belt. And what I've been doing is I've been wearing the belt actually a little bit higher. So I'm wearing it a little bit higher on both the squats and the deadlifts. So I wear it somewhere like around my diaphragm, and I do it in such a way that it's oriented such that it's a little bit lower on the front and a little bit higher at the back. if that makes sense. And I feel like that provides a good amount of support while also not getting in the way. Something that's a little bit counterintuitive is that it actually seems like where I wear the belt a little bit lower, because of the thickness, it actually jams into my ribs a little bit more. So if I wear it a little bit over my ribs, it sort of like slides over instead of as opposed to jamming on the ribs. So I've been wearing a little bit higher on the deadlifts and the squats, and it feels really good. Really feels really good. And let's see. Yeah, and yeah, another thing is that something I noticed was that last week I was using the flimsy belt actually, the really small belt on the deadlifts, and I would still feel some pain when I'm getting to set up. So when I'm sort of like setting up my lift. But this week I didn't feel any of that, and this is actually the thicker belt, so I think that's a really good sign for my ribs, and also the fact that I mean right after the workout, I actually I actually felt better. It's not like the workout exacerbated anything, you know, and that is nice because I mean after this training cycle, after this short cycle, I'm gonna then get into a little bit of a deload week. Not really a deload week because I had to push my workouts back a little bit, so it's gonna be more so a deload half week, so from like Tuesday to Saturday or something. And yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to that because I think it's gonna give my ribs a little bit of time to heal. So during that deload week, I've decided that I'm not gonna do anything about it. So I'm gonna do everything beltless. I do think the belt, just continues to using the belt sort of like slows down the healing process. And also, I haven't been using any drugs or anything. I mean, I did do like a day and a half of ibuprofen because I wanted to see if I could, get rid of the inflammation a little bit. But honestly, I try to just let my body do its thing typically. So with injuries, I think the best thing you need is just time and activity modification. So just don't do things that hurt the injury and just give it some time. And I had to sort of like learn this the hard way. When I had an injury and I was trying to push through the injury, doing the same exact things, which was kind of silly, honestly. But yeah, I'm trying to be better. But yeah, I mean, honestly, these lifts I did felt good. The only thing is that I wish I did a little bit more reps on the deadlifts. But overall, I mean, I'm very happy with it. Another thing I noticed is that with the shoes, it seems like the Vans actually offer a little bit more support than the deadlift slippers I just got. So I'm gonna just pay attention to that, and maybe in a future training cycle, I'll consider, training with a deadlift slippers. Maybe I'm just not used to those things, so I might need to just get used to them. And also another thing is my weight. Seems like I'm getting chunky monkey. I'm getting chunky. So I mean, it seems like the weighing scale I have in my place actually underestimates the weight a little bit. So when I check my weight in the gym, I'm like about 2 to 3 pounds heavier. So I just need to pay attention to that. I don't want to get, too heavy, so I wouldn't have to cut too much for the competition because I wanna be in the 183 pound, more like 182.5 pound weight class. That's about 83 kilograms. And and yeah, I mean, if I was going to the higher weight class, of course, there would be people that would be able to fill out the weight class more than I can because I'm going to be on the lower end of the weight class. So I'm shortchanging myself in that way. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident I'm gonna be able to make the weight class. I'm not. I mean, even if I go into the last week a little bit heavy, I can just do like a water cut or something, or just like just be a little bit dry on the day I actually measure myself, and then drink some electrolytes, eat a bar of carbs, and you know, go in there and be strong as hell. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty good workout. I probably rated something like let's see. Overall, the workout 4/5, but I'll take my top set on the deadlifts. Maybe I'll rate like a 3.75/5 because I wish I did a little bit more. But yeah, happy Sunday and have a great rest of your week. Peace.